I never thought I'd be so desperate for Wave 2 considering how lackluster the first wave was, but god damn it, Mario Kart is still fun no matter what. And there's still some hope out there after all. This time we're going to Sydney. This is my hometown, or bloody close enough, it's in Australia. We take what we can get. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 2 arrived on August 4th, 2022 after complete radio silence up to a week before they were released, where we saw a very interesting trailer revealing a brand new track not even seen before in Tour, with anti-gravity on it. They actually figured out how to code it in, guys. What? Wait, what the fuck was that? Oh nah, Railing does not do that last time I checked. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase here. These tracks are better than Wave 1. Track selection wise, they got the two least interesting Tour City tracks out of the way straight away in Wave 1. So now we could really see what this alternate route thing would offer with these tracks that are brand new to a lot of us. And this time around, the tracks looked a bit better. The tour style and evidence of them just being clearly ported is still there, but they did some nicer touch-ups here and there instead of completely flat textures like before. So to jump straight into it, for the Turnip Cup we have Tour New York Minute, which is quite the city and takes place at night time with all kinds of lights and billboards illuminating the track. But to be honest, although there's some nice shine to the track and whatnot, it still feels like a bunch of toy buildings and the whole thing sort of comes together in something that's just a mess of coloured bloom everywhere. It's so bright. Like, water does not amplify light and colour this much, guys. I'm sorry to have to do this to you all, but, well, there we go. Sure, this dirt track looks nicer than it would have in Wave 1, but I am also just not the biggest fan of the track's layout. It's pretty samey, just kinda around the park and then wow, around the other way, then an intersection and then inside the Rockefeller Center. That last lap is also incredibly short. I don't know, this track is okay, I'd say better than Paris Promenade, but Tokyo Blur has the edge here for me. Better routes honestly and better music. Now, bleh, alright, SNES Mario Circuit 3. We had to get a Super Mario Kart track, and since Rainbow Road is already in, the only other track I'd want other than Vanilla Lake, if I had to choose, would be this exact Mario Circuit track, because it's the OG Mario Circuit theme, and it's the exact one that was in Mario Kart Wii, and that game is way too nostalgic for me. I think they're definitely starting to pander to Mario Kart Wii fans, because the people who played that game as kids, aka people my age, are adults now, which just feels so wrong. I was always used to N64 fans getting all the catering growing up. It's also just the most popular Mario Kart game other than this one. The track looks better than Wii for sure here, a pretty faithful remake, but it's still incredibly bland. I'm gonna do it again, bam, side by side with the base game SNES track from 8 years ago, I'm just saying. Okay, here's an interesting one, N64 Kalamari Desert. This one to start with has pretty great lighting. It could feel close enough to a base game 8 track if the rocks didn't look like that and we got some more detail in the off-road, but it's an alright track visuals wise. I've always kinda liked this track, it's pretty plain, but it's still somehow one of the most chaotic N64 tracks. Getting stuck at the train going around the track is a fun idea, and they kept the shortcuts from Mario Kart 7. But this track made a pretty huge change. They implemented the changing routes idea from the rest of the Tour City tracks. Basically, the original Kalamari Desert was pretty infamous for its train tunnel you could drive through for fun. It had no practical purpose, but it was something a kid could have a blast just doing for no reason whatsoever. So this rendition of Kalamari Desert actually integrates this into lap 2, having you drive through the tunnel to liven up a pretty dull course. This is a really cool idea, but, and I'm gonna get killed for saying this, I don't exactly like the way they did it. It's pretty janky in my opinion. So this giant ramp just magically spawns in the middle of the railway and has you trick off it at the shittiest angle that I swear always gets me off road. Skill issue I suppose. And then onto the tracks, where you just shake around constantly because there's gaps in the road. I just don't like how this track feels, and this idea shortens the track down a lot, but sure I guess. I would have preferred if this idea were executed differently. I appreciate the Booster Course Pass really doing things to please the fans here, that's awesome. I just feel if that ambition combined with the effort and polish of the base game, we would have an amazing track, but unfortunately it's just not the case this time around for me. But we're getting there. Now for the star of the show, DS Waluigi Pinball. This is the big track of the wave, the fan favorite, and they did absolutely nothing to it. Nothing good, nothing bad either. It is literally the exact same as it's always been. It didn't get its own all-new remix, it just took the one from Base 8's Wario Stadium because they share the same song. But the fact that it stays exactly the same, just now in the bigger Mario Kart 8, the track's first big console appearance, it gave me a huge feeling of relief. The textures are nice, the items still have their own slot machine sound exclusive to this track, now alongside some of the other best tracks the series has ever seen in the most polished Mario Kart game ever. Sure, they could have added some anti-grav here, it would have made a lot of sense. Heck, there's even a blue light around the edges here that would make it seem like it should be anti-grav. Maybe it could have worked even in the pinball area too. But oh well, we still got a faithful Waluigi Pinball, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh boy, onto the Propeller Cup with Tour Sydney Sprint. Good old Australia, this track is a great time. Visuals wise, it's the most lively track of them all, going through Luna Park, moving trains, boats, gliding over the harbour. This course is just lovely, and I'm so happy that Australia has such a fun city track. And people will know we don't just live in a desert and ride kangaroos to school. Also, amazing music. Holy crap, Sax Guy is going off. So you start off going through the Sydney Opera House, gliding over the water and into Luna Park with all the cute attractions everywhere. Then over the Sydney Harbour Bridge and down the freeway. Then on the second lap, wow, is the second lap crazy, leaping over a ferry through a stroll in the park with some great shortcuts to take boats sprinkled throughout the water. Then we start to loop back around to cross the bridge backwards, now able to access all the trick ramps abound the thing. Then, no, it's still not over, you glide back over through the Opera House once again into lap 3, going backwards through lap 1. This track is so fun and I'm so happy, can you guys tell? Alright, now let's not get too ahead of ourselves because up next we have GBA Snow Land. Now it's nice they revamped the GBA tracks a lot more than the SNES ones because both are pretty flat and we get these cozy little themes expanded into a pretty nice track. And this one does look nice, it's cute with the penguins skiing around, we've got slippery ice physics around this hairpin turn, but that's kind of about it. I really like the aesthetic of this track, the crystals are nice and it's all open, you can see the entire track from pretty much anywhere, which is really cool. And they were faithful to the original track layout unlike Sky Garden, but not all too much else was added, so it just leaves a fairly okay track, nothing all too exciting however. Wii Mushroom Gorge, another beloved track. It isn't the most complicated of tracks out there and can either be a great fun time jumping across all the mushrooms, or hell on earth as you miss the jumps and get absolutely Mario Karted into the void. I personally adore this track and I'm so glad it feels pretty much exactly the same, if not better, due to the less janky air physics Mario Kart 8 has over Wii. And they're really treating us fans with Wave 2 because the gap jump is back. I love doing it to piss off my friends who think I'm way too sweaty. And they've got the shortcut near the start with these mushrooms, super risky but so fun, I love it. And they've made this whole cave area now have 3 routes. The original top route and bottom route are on the left and right as they should be, and the Mario Kart 7 route with the glider mushroom goes right through the middle. Great choice, best of both worlds, I love it. It's just too bad it looks pretty bad. I absolutely loathe this style in more natural settings. Guys, get ready guys, are you ready? Because, oh, there it is, wow, haha. Who slipped that in there? Oh, and the music has barely been changed. It's still changed quite nicely to sound less digital. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm still happy with this track, and I'm still gonna pick it all the time because it doesn't feel that bad, it just looks bad. Ideally it would look nicer, but this track wasn't exactly the biggest looker anyways. Just the missed potential sucks and still has that overall effect on the game alongside the entire booster course pass of making it feel completely disjointed and jarring in style and quality. Just imagining what these tracks could have looked like in the regular base game. And now, High Sundae, the track that might have just been made for Tour but debuted in 8 first. Look, they gave us anti-grav, but it's still a baby step in the right direction of creating super exciting tracks like Mario Kart 8 did first 8 years ago. I still just don't like this one that much. It's not awful, gliding around at the start is fun, but the rest is just an oval and a bunch of blind jumps that just feel gross. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, and oh no, guys, railings don't do this, please, oh no. Yeah, so this track is just okay. It's nothing too special in my eyes, unfortunately, but I appreciate the effort. So that's Booster Course Pass Wave 2. We had some improvements in visuals and some cool new ideas thrown in there. It just needs some more polish to get there. Maybe this game would be just too powerful with 48 tracks as polished as the base 48, but we can sure hope for the future. But I swear to God, if you fuckers mess up DK Summit, there will be blood.